Hello, welcome to another episode of Drinking with Comics. My name is Sean,
And I am Mike.
and I am experimenting with cadence.
Cadence.
And that experiment is now over. Mike, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm ready for a
Awesome.
beer.
Same here. I was looking forward to this all day. And you
So
picked the
this
one you picked the one I was hoping for too.
nice. Okay, so this is another from Toxic Brew Company in Dayton, Ohio. We did their tart knocker last time, I think,
I believe
and
so.
that was good. This is a American Amber Ale. Gem City Ruby, Ruby Girls, and I'm assuming that that's a reference to
Ruby
there's a roller
girls.
derby team, I believe. But my Dayton lore is, I don't know, rusty at
The
best.
Ruby
So,
girls.
but I am
Uh,
so fucking looking forward to it. I love ambers, reds.
Look at the head on that one.
Oh, it is fucking ruby too. Oh my God.
There's a joke in here about going down on a red head
Somewhere, yes, there is.
somewhere.
Well, we'll see if after the first sip you come away with a pubic hair in your mouth.
Oh,
Oh, ooh.
I like it.
I do too. That
Smoky a little bit, right? Am I getting? I
yeah,
don't know what
maybe.
I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, it's very smooth.
Hmm.
Wow, this is a really interesting. So they have something of a signature taste, I think. There's like, I don't know if it's a common ingredient. I remember this in the last beer where there was like what I expected from a sour, and then there was something a little bit extra.
That little bit of Dayton.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it says art by, and on the last, on the Tart Knocker, it said art by, and I don't remember the artist's name, but it had the artist's name. This, there's just a art
My
by and
bottle is
a
still here.
here there's art by and then the lips. So I don't know. That is probably something people in Dayton understand. I don't live there, but I'm a huge fan of Dayton and I go as often as possible, which is not very often anymore, a couple times a year. Um, but
Maybe
damn,
it means art by Toxic Brewing Company? No.
maybe that could be. That could
Or
be.
just Kiss Lips? Yeah, because the other one says art by Jessica Poole Rebel Rebels Tattoo. Okay,
Yeah,
so that was
right.
a tattoo parlor. This is art by. Yeah, I'd be very curious to see what that is.
Hot
Yeah,
damn, man. This all my expectations for this beer this evening have been rewarded, so I'm very pleased.
awesome.
I realized only a week or two before it came out that Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan have a book that just came out. The first issue just came out. It's called The War, not to be confused with the Marvel comic The War that ended the new universe. Man, uh, so it's Garth Ennis, and I think it's funny that Garth Ennis is known for The Boys primarily in like pop culture, right? And
Hmm.
Preacher being one of my two favorite comics of all time.
Hmm.
But he's funny, right? I mean, he's got a fucked up sense of humor, but he's funny and he can be dark, but there's still usually an element of
There's
goofiness.
two things I always took away from Preacher was um, there's the twisted humor, but there's also these great barroom conversations
Oh yeah.
that he
Well,
did, and that's kind of what this really tapped into, to me, anyways.
that's a very good point. That
Yeah.
is a very good point. This is basically, and he's written a lot of stuff that is not funny at all. That's not humorous. And he's a history buff, so he's done a lot of stuff like Rifle Brigade, and there are some others that are like kind of an extension of the Pulp World War II paperbacks that he read. He talked about it. Probably I think I read the first Rifle Brigade and maybe the second, and that was it. I dug them, but it's not really my thing. And
He likes
I,
writing war comics.
he likes writing war comics, and
Yeah,
so he
that's
has
his
a
passion.
historical. It's his
Yeah.
passion. He has a historical acumen, right?
Hmm.
And now take that and his kind of, he can be severe and apply it to our world right now, the Russian Ukraine conflict leading to nuclear strikes on major cities. And man, this book is good. I'm going to read it. Well, I'm going to buy it. But I will read it eventually. But I read this first issue when it came out a couple weeks ago, and it just put me in such a dark headspace. I was like, oh man. And but I was overjoyed to see Becky Cloonan doing the art because I know she's done art recently, but I couldn't tell you what for. Like she's been off my radar for a while, and I
Yeah.
really like her art.
And she really shined with this too, because it's just people talking.
Well, it's not just, but it does start primarily
Well,
with
I mean, like 90% of this book is people sitting around talking on the phone, talking in a group, being like
yes.
it's like three groups of friends. The nothing really happens until the last few pages, but yeah, it is like part one and part two are definitely a lot of conversation going on about the thing. You don't actually see anything going on, you just hear these people talking about what's going on,
Well, and
which is kind of neat. Yeah.
it's how it would be.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like so devastatingly realistic that it's just fucking terrifying. So how did you feel reading this?
So I did see where you're saying where it's kind of gloomy. It is about a very realistic approach to how people like us would handle this stuff. The world's burning around them, and there's nothing they can do about it. You know, it's kind of depressing. I didn't put me in a dark place, maybe because I'm already in that dark place. Hard to say. Um, but I thought it really hit what hopefully never happens. I don't want to see this to be a future, but
No,
it
fuck
does a
no.
good job of it. I do enjoy the cover with the little skeleton on mine just doing this,
That's the one I got too. They had pulled the cover A for me, and when I saw that, I'm like, nope, swapping that shit out. That's a better cover.
which is a little misleading because it's kind of fun, happy-go-lucky cover. None of that's happening inside this book.
Yeah, right, right.
And the other thing I noticed was, and this is, I didn't realize this was originally published in Hello Darkness magazine.
Oh,
If you
interesting.
read the indentation, it tells you like this is was originally published through one and three of Hello Darkness the War, which also made it a little more chilling the fact that like so this was written before the election of last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't have a lot to do with it doesn't have a lot to do with the election. It's really and this is what I think is so
It's
smart about him.
yeah,
He's not going to pigeonhole the story that way because it's a more universal fear
yeah.
and it's out of our control to a degree. It's out of our control, right? And like I
Mhm.
said, it all spins out of the Russian Ukraine thing. And oh man, I don't know. It just really,
It kind of reminds me of the '80s Russian America
yeah,
Cold War tension. Um, so also something that I was vibing on when I was a child. Like
yeah,
yeah, I'm not gonna live past 1993
right.
because I gave up on that a long time ago. So yeah, I kind of like believe some of the bullshit I saw, but I could see. I kind of feel like the two. He's talking about two presidents. Obviously, one is Putin and one is someone else, but that one someone else, they can't agree on anything. And, I don't know. Maybe that's the plus side.
I think so. I really think what drives the horror home for me is the fact that, like, that opening conversation, it's like a late night gathering of friends in an apartment, and it's like the one guy's talking about his fears of this conflict, and the other guy's like trying to kind of set him at ease with reason. And he's like, it almost happened before, but when it comes down to it, neither one of the two people that are going to push the button are going to do it, because nobody wants to be responsible for, destroying the world.
Yeah.
And it's all of the logic that we hold, maybe not all the time consciously, but it's here, and it helps buffer us against that impending horror, right? Because when you stop and think about it, it's like, okay, well, but rationally speaking, and then it happens anyway in this book, right? So that's what's so fucking chilling about it.
Well, I don't think my biggest fear in real world situation like this is, what if the two people are dying and don't fucking give a shit and want to go out in style? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And like, what is to say X or Putin, let's say Putin's, I hear rumors that he's been sick or something like that. What's to say that he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm just take everyone out with me?
Well, kind of like, did you ever see Christopher Nolan's Tenet?
No.
So there's a whole thing in that where this, like, the bad guy is basically dying, and he has set it up where he can destroy the world, because he's basically just like, well, if I'm going, everyone else is too, fuck you, which is the
Yeah.
most insane, like, it's just completely insane. But I mean, is that where we are? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. Hi, I'm Sean. Join me and my friends every week for the Horror Vision, where we talk about horror movies.